You're live.
Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Meeting you all here is a pleasure, both for the social gathering as well as because it is a clear sign that we are ready in large numbers to adapt to this new normal we keep mentioning. There's no getting out of it, and the only way to move forward is to adjust ourselves and our businesses to this new reality. Therefore, it is important we are looking at how banking could be adjusted to this new reality. By way of introduction, I'm Bernard Acquaye. I'm a regional manager in charge of Kipu's operations in Africa. Kipu is an IT consultancy software company which has over 35 years in providing comprehensive end-to-end solutions for banks and financial institutions. As you can see, we have 4 core main areas which had to do with software development, card payments, operations, and information security. At the same time, I am representing Qware, a software as a service that we developed in Kipu to respond to particular needs of financial institutions, which, following the same approach as the world right now, shifts traditional channels of banking management to cloud with significant benefits for its target companies. I have my colleagues still in the virtual booths of Kipu and Qware ready to respond to any questions you might have about our experience, our current offer, as well as plans and collaboration opportunities. Please go and visit them. Drop us your contacts and we can chat here and follow up after the conference at any time. Coming back to our topic of today, I would like to make a short spiral of where we were before the pandemic, what were our biggest challenges during this past 7 months, and where we are heading now. But before we go deep into that, let's have a recap of what traditional banking is. We see face-to-face meetings with clients, so many times facing queues, crowded locations, laborious cash management processes, difficult access to banking services in remote areas. Nevertheless, it's a big effort for financial inclusion and literacy. We are faced with physical branches. Inside the institutions, we have heavy local infrastructure, location challenges in team collaboration, physical moving of documents of clients, and physical meetings needed for loan application analysis and decisions, for example, as well as risk management meetings and other collaborative discussions. We were mostly analyzing businesses from a perspective of growth and development, challenging still the traditional approach, but leaving a lot of adjustment time to new softwares, tools, challenges that we were bound to make activities much more efficient and resource consuming. In full pandemic times, we were brutally faced with the acute need and urgency of embracing these new channels. The pandemic impact in businesses was felt in each and every corner of businesses and in their core altogether. In terms of clients onboarding, face-to-face meetings with the client stopped, leaving room for remote onboarding approaches, which put software companies such as Kipu at high pressure to deliver and test solutions in real life with little to no time to afford mistakes and adjustments. In terms of cards, cash management changed to an ever more increase in online transactions, with people being more reluctant but very much encouraged also to avoid physical exchange of money. This was not, however, easy in all areas, as inclusive banking is still an ongoing process, which now quickly had to shift to issue cards, onboard merchants for online payment, and simultaneously educate and instruct users for efficient and safe usage of these tools. In terms of teams, we all know installation projects were halted, and banks and financial institutions were faced full blockages of project implementation, and as such, delays in offering services they were planning back when the fiscal contact was not an issue. We saw a dramatic shift in the way banks approach collaboration and team management, with an increased need in working from home, but delivering even more results than before because of such a demanding environment. The need for remote secure channels inside the organization and in relationship with clients and the rest of stakeholders took priority in the management of institutions all around the world. It became a natural process for cloud adoption to take place. Heavy local infrastructure projects shifted towards cloud software requests to allow all the formation changes to take place smoothly. Team collaboration had to move from on-premises to online, allowing for seamless discussions and interactions. Document management, electronic signatures, decision matrices, and process flows that allowed for online analysis, decision making, and formulation of these decisions. Of course, risk and credit committees had to be held in a secure manner via online channels, and easy and efficient collaboration had to be facilitated. The impacts of the pandemic, which most had to be addressed, had to look at issues of management of client portfolio, restructuring of loans, deferring installment payment based on several particularities of businesses and independent country situations. Imagine all this had to be done in a time frame of weeks. Few short weeks in a time of great uncertainty. Focus on employee and client safety, security, and uncertain budget allocation. I know I'm not surprising you with this. It was hard. Of course, the need and the results were met with extreme efforts and focus, and it is yet not completed. But being here, discussing to each other and reshaping our approaches on the go gives hope. In Kipu, we were able to respond to all of these requests, managing a significant portfolio of clients, banks, and financial institutions with different products and services. With teams accustomed to work remotely, we focused full capacity initially to make sure all colleagues and teams were fully equipped to continue to work from home in a secure and non-affected manner. We completed before the entire world locked down. And of course, we expanded also our efforts towards our clients. On the operational side, we made sure that all bank employees have the same ability as we had to work remotely, making sure they have the hardware, software, permissions, and knowledge for remote access of services. We deployed redundant communication channels to ensure business continuity and team collaboration with the right level of restriction. We were proactive in the face of increasing threats in online operations and have consequentially deployed cybersecurity options, filters, and supported employee awareness training to reduce risks of cyber attacks and fraudulent actions. In terms of client management, we supported banks with a fast response in prioritizing the software to allow, for example, loans to be automatically restructured within a short period of time, considering the particularity of each bank. For the onboarding of clients, we have set in place digital channels to allow for remote application for accessing banking services, video onboarding, for example, to support complete remote onboarding without having the client to come to the bank at all. The same, we focused on enhancing access to internet banking applications and mobile banking applications throughout the client portfolio to allow for remote operations to the highest extent. In terms of cards, significant resources were allocated by our processing center to provide answers to several challenges. Increasing cards usage in order to avoid using cash as a possible source of virus transmission. More so, EMV contactless cards were pushed to avoid physical interaction with ATMs and POS terminals. E-commerce solutions were implemented to facilitate shopping from home in case of complete lockdown, as well as like a protective measure and support of the stay-at-home call. As our operations, the processing center has a strong appetite for security of client transactions, and the implementation of 3D Secure 2.0 was a natural choice as the next generation of e-commerce authentication service, as well as ensuring very high service availability. We understand that in times of pandemic, even more the security of transactions, as well as feeling safe and supported when making your online payments are crucial. In terms of cloud core banking, as I mentioned earlier, Qware, our software as a service, was developed way before the pandemic. And we can say we were visionaries. Of course, we did not know, but we found now during this last month that it is a solution that is highly tailored to the current situation. I won't take you now through all the features, but as you can see on the screen, there are a lot of value additions, there are a lot of value propositions that comes with the cloud solution. I have to admit that the digital financial platform enables institutions to roll out their digital agenda for enhancing financial inclusion. And it is a comprehensive digital transformation solution for most financial institutions, irrespective of their operating markets, local regulations, or the needs of end customers. Through Qware, financial institutions are assisted not only in managing clients, day-to-day operations, and financial business altogether, but receives at the same time the support necessary in the decision-making process. Our team supports the online implementation with the help of Office 365 tools such as Teams and can remotely address all issues. We have added APIs for the integration of the online tools for providing delivery channels, as well as out-of-the-box integration with card processing and with digital channels. Let me remind us once again, in summary, the process described above are a transition from a traditional model to a cloud-based model. And all this happened, and they are all in the process of being refined. Moving from a traditionally fully physical branch, improving in automation in terms of one's digital agenda, adopting cloud solutions, and having a hybrid approach, and gradually moving to a fully cloud banking. It was not easy, but take from here, then know that it is possible. The pandemic has drastically reduced offline communication channels, but it has not reduced interaction and the need of it. We won't and we can't stop being connected. In our personal, professional, and business endeavors, we remain solution-oriented as a way to respond to and counteract difficulties. Shifting from traditional to more digitalized banking comes with high respect for the lessons years of banking and technology of banking has taught us. Digitalization and inclusion are only the tools to our higher purpose, that of increasing quality of life and supporting development in the areas where we are active as banks. Let us make the new normal the normal and proceed further with trust in our ability to thrive despite the toughest of conditions. Thank you. This is our contact information. Feel encouraged to engage us and get in touch to experience what we have, and we can support you in your journey towards digitalization and becoming fully cloud-based. Thank you so much.